you guys are doing a lot in AI, and I'm just curious for your thoughts on market structure, because it's a super fast evolving, like, it feels to me like the first time since I moved to the Valley that we've been in a tech race. You read about the development of the computing industry in the 1980s, and there's a new leader every 6 months. And we didn't have a good tech race for a while, and now we do, where there's constantly evolving leaders, and it's just not clear even where the value capture happens. And so I'm curious how you see the chessboard.
Well, I mean, I think this is going to transform every category. So I think people are like, oh, is it going to be primarily a consumer thing, or is it going to be primarily an enterprise thing? It's going to be everything. So it's kind of like at the internet, it's like, what is the point of the internet? Is it going to be consumer or enterprise? It's like, there are going to be a lot of opportunities, right? So I think we were kind of in this zone early on where people were competing to build the kind of best general model. And my guess is that that stuff is just going to start specializing a little bit. There's obviously, I mean, intelligence by its nature is general. So you're not going to be able to just build something that is focused on kind of one area and only go deep in that and not be good at other things. But I do think it'll be the case that the products and ecosystems and the areas of research that different companies emphasize will be focused on different areas. And we're doing some of the business stuff we just talked about. We're also on the consumer side very focused on like personal AI, right? More than kind of productivity. So what is that? It's going to be probably more conversational, probably index a little bit more towards voice, be more personalized. I think people are going to want a system that gets to know them well and that kind of understands them in the way that their feed algorithms do, and honestly that they don't have to like, ramp up from scratch because it's already connected to some of that stuff. And like as you walk through the world and you have your glasses, like you can, it's like glasses are kind of the perfect form factor for AI because you can let an AI see what you see and hear what you hear and talk to you throughout the day, and it should all just kind of get to know you, right? And it shouldn't be like every time you do a query, it's like, you're just kind of starting from scratch and you need to provide it all the details. So that's going to be kind of our game on the consumer side, and that's a little bit different from a company like Anthropic or Cursor, who Claude can do a lot of stuff, but like they're really focused on coding and coding agents, and like that's going to be a massive, massive part of the economy, right? Where there's like all these knowledge workers and engineers, and they'll all be turbocharged by now having more. Every engineer is going to be a tech lead that has like effectively an army that is working for them.